Good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 10th. It is 6:45 and I just got done running 1.5 miles and the sun is out and it's gorgeous. Check that out. I just wanted to talk today about a couple of things. I am torn. This actually totally pertains to what I wanted to talk about today. I am torn between sitting out here and enjoying the beautiful weather, because when I looked at the weather app this morning, it was like 55 degrees before I came out, and I got out here. It was about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock when I looked at my app, and I got out here about 6:15ish, and I started running at 6:18, and it took me 24 minutes to get around today, so it was a long run. So I am torn right now between going home and being able to sit at like the table in the dining room and having access to a bathroom or staying out here and enjoy this beautiful weather, because it is so nice. It feels so good out here. The sun's shining through the clouds and the sky is just full of these beautiful clouds, and the air is so fresh and it's just super beautiful. And what you're hearing, I think I've got like a minor sinus infection or something like that. It's kind of started, I want to say Saturday. I woke up and like the entire left nasal cavity was like stuffed, and it's just kind of been a little rough ever since. But today I can hear it in my voice, and I can kind of feel it a little more, as far as being stuffed into my head. I apologize for shaky camera. I dropped my my headphones. So anyway, like I said, it's just super, super gorgeous outside. Just look at that sun. I mean, I know you can't see it through the clouds, but like, the light is just beautiful. And then when I was running around over there, the water, like, I don't know, it's gorgeous out here. And it's hard to put into words, but anyway, talking about indecision. Real quick, I just got to encourage you, get outside today. It's beautiful out here. If you've got, wherever you are, if you've got nice weather like this, please get out and enjoy it, because you never know how much it's going to last, especially here where I'm at in Illinois, central Illinois. Our weather is nuts. Sometimes we've got beauty, and then like 2 days later, and I think it's all really beautiful. I love storms, and I love snow and stuff, but kind of according to kind of the status quo, essentially. We tend to consider, our society tends to consider like rain and snow and stuff like that bad weather. But anyway, so we might have like really gorgeous weather like this, and then we might have rain or like torrents or whatever. So torrential downfalls. But anyway, so I'm kind of rambling a little, but to get back to my subject that I wanted to talk about, and I just mostly at this point just want to sit. I am torn about things often, and let me pause it that way I can start my car and get going here. Okay, so apparently, just because of how old my Jeep is and everything, I really don't have a great place to put my phone, so it's going to be in my hand, which is kind of awkward because I'm going to drive home. But anyway, so I'm torn about a lot of things a lot of time, and one of the problems that I have, more than a lot of things, is that I struggle with indecision. I struggle a lot with indecision. So I got up this morning, and it took everything in me. No. Okay, I apologize for like my rambling. I'm just like, my nose is kind of ewy, and I'm trying to organize my thoughts, even though I've been thinking this whole time on this run. So since I got up, but anyway, so this morning I got up, and I really didn't want to come run And it's interesting how even though you do kind of want to do something, you tend to make excuses so that you don't have to. And I kind of did want to go run, but I also kind of didn't want to go run. So there was that. And then also, I've talked before in a video about my whiteboard that I like to not draw on, but I like to write on. And I like to write like my goals out for the day, or if there's something that I need to get done during the week, or just as a reminder or whatever. And I've talked about how Mel Robbins, she's an author, and she's done some talks, and I think she even had a talk show. See, this is me getting derailed. She talks about deciding what your 2 priorities are for the day and getting to work on them. So, sorry if you get the bats in the cave. And I apologize a lot, that's a thing. But anyway, so I'm looking at all these things that I've written down, and some of them I'd written down over the weekend, and then some of them I'd written down yesterday, and they kind of carried over to today because I just didn't get to them, or I chose not to do them, and I chose to do other things. And that's making choices, which is great. But my indecision today was I've got this homework that I could be doing. I'm on spring break, but because our classes are online due to the COVID, and because my teachers are awesome, they essentially put stuff out and either gave us an extra week for spring break to do them, or the opportunity, it's essentially the same thing, or the opportunity to get started on them early because they don't officially start until next Monday, and they won't be due until the following like Sunday or something like that. So anyway, so like I was saying, they've given us the opportunity to get essentially the opportunity for more time to do this work, and I need to do it. I need to do my homework. And again, like it's extra time, so I don't have to worry too much about it, but I really love to get started on it early. To add to that, I've got a ton of housework to do, and I mean, some of it's just stuff that I've been meaning to do for a really long time, like little bits in my room. Like the thing that I put on my list was just something super small that I could do probably within like 5 or 10 minutes, is to clear off my nightstand and kind of reorganize it. And then, this is fun. And then but we've got like a ton of dishes to do too. So, and my sister's been under the weather as well. So between the 2 of us, we have not been doing the dishes. I've been super busy. And then when I am home, like I just want to kind of hang out and relax. So I've not gotten my dishes done. But anyway, so we were doing so good. This is what we do. Our cycles are, we do really well. We get the dishes caught up. We're really good about it for maybe like a week, and then we let them pile up again, which is crazy, but that's kind of how we do things. So anyway, I've got dishes to do. I've got a room to clean and bits and pieces of that room that I've kind of planned out to clean. I've got 2 different classes, homework that I need to do, and I also need to work out. And so, and then there were a couple other things, like I want to go over and get my niece signed up with me for a virtual run. And she's really into marine biology. She actually wants to be a marine biologist. So this virtual run is about sea turtles, and I thought it would be really cool to get her started on that, so that she can do something healthy and productive, and also be involved in something that she is interested in and enjoy. So anyway, and it was going to be like a birthday present. So that's a thing. So the whole point is that there are so many things that I need to do. And I wonder, and I'm sure that there are, because it's actually been a talking point for some motivational speakers, to be decisive, a talking point that, like being decisive and making decisions is crucial for success in whatever you're trying to achieve. So one of my problems is, so I get up and I'm like, okay, so, when I first wake up, a lot of times, most of the time, it's just trying to keep one foot in front of the other until I'm like actually awake. And then when I'm finally awake, like, okay, so I get to the point where I'm awake and I can think and like function, but then I'm like, oh, I have all these things to do, and I don't have to be at work until 8:30. But I do need, okay, so the main priorities is like, I need to go shower, and I really want to work out, because this is the time that I set aside in the day to work out. But sometimes I like to multitask, and I like to do some homework alongside working out. So if I can go to the gym and if I can walk on the treadmill, I can read my whatever chapter or whatever reading in my art book that has been assigned, or I can review my Spanish vocabulary or whatever. So there's that. And so I kind of like to multitask. Well, so today I'm thinking about this goal with my running that I have. I'm preparing for the St. Jude run, so I'm like, I really do need to go run. And it's like, I should probably try to run a 5K, or not try, but I should probably run a 5K again, get 3.1 miles to get that in. And I'm like, but I've got all this other stuff to do. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to take my workout journal with me, because I've not been keeping up with that. And I'm like, but man, I got to fill that in, and that's going to take time. And so I get just overwhelmed with all these choices to spend this time that I have. And it's overwhelming. And just like I did when I was younger, it's like making decisions has always been an issue with me, because of all the possibilities that are at my fingertips. Like, there's so many things that you could do or could choose or whatever, and it's always been an issue. So I'm trying to make this decision, and then all of a sudden I had this idea. Well, how about you run half the course, or half the 5K, so 1.5 miles, so one time around, one course, and then do the things that you need to do, like pick something. And you've really kind of been lagging on your workout journal. So grab your workout journal, run 1.5 miles, just run one time around, and then fill in your workout journal and get caught up on that. And then, essentially make it a goal, a priority to keep up on it. Take just a few minutes to fill it in after you've done your workouts. That way you can kind of keep up on it and not let it get so behind. Because it was like almost a month, not quite a month, but almost a month behind, maybe like 2 to 3 weeks of just not writing anything in. So there's that. And so that was my decision. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I made a decision, and it was that easy. And then I'm thinking about, like, on my run, I'm thinking about, okay, so what happens after you get your workout journal caught up? You need to take a shower before work. Really need to wash your hair. Haven't done that in a couple of days because it hasn't been a priority. And it's like, like, what else can you do? And I'm like, well, I also need to sort the clothes and get those all figured out. And I need to do the dishes, and I need to sort the clothes, and I need to, get started on my homework, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And I'm like, okay, just pick like one. Pick one and be satisfied, because one is better than, standing still, essentially. So anyway, that's basically, like, my point is that, the indecision has been a thing of mine. I finally got home here. Indecision has been a problem of mine for a very long time. And it's hard. Like, it was the simplest thing when I was a kid. My dad would go take me to he would take me to the gas station, and he told me, hey, you can pick out a candy bar if you want. So I'm like, all right, cool. I get to pick out a candy bar. So I'm standing there, and I swear I could have probably taken 15, 20 minutes just to decide on what kind of candy bar I wanted. So that was kind of the thing, because there were all these possibilities, and I was like, oh man, I really love Reese's, but I like Snickers too, and I like this, and I like that, and oh, I've never tried that one before, but if I try it and I don't like it, then that's a waste, so anyway, and that actually has had an effect on my life as well in different ways that, interestingly, in my opinion, it's very interesting, that because of that indecision, it's actually had a hand in me becoming, I feel, partly, I feel, having a problem with overeating and food addiction and stuff like that. And the reason why I say that is because when I started making my own money, whether it be babysitting or whatever, and then once I got like a real job, I worked at KFC for a really long time, but I got my job when I was 15, about 2 weeks before my 16th birthday. And once I started making my own money, I didn't have to decide anymore. I didn't have to make a decision because I had the money to choose. So I didn't have to rely on my parents, and them telling me pick one So I got to choose. And so we'd go out to eat. And if I wanted, like deep fried cauliflower, and I wanted, what's cauliflower? Yeah, cauliflower, or deep fried mushrooms, or deep fried onion rings as an appetizer, or if I wanted the sampler platter, but I also wanted queso dip or whatever, like spinach artichoke dip or something like that. You know what? I can get it all. And so that's what I would do. And I didn't eat everything, but I shared it with my friends. But the whole point was that, always having to decide and not being able to make those decisions because there was so much that I wanted to do or try or experience. And then finally making my own money, I was like, I don't have to make a choice. I can choose it all. I can try it all. And so I did. And so there we are, so that's part of actually being indecisive. I never really learned, back then, I never really learned how to be decisive and make decisions. This is even spilled over in my academic life as well and my career life because I would see all this possibility. Like I said, I would see all this opportunity and possibility to try new things and do different things. And there were so many things that I wanted to do. Like I thought about being a tour guide because I loved foreign languages. And I was like, I could be a tour guide. That'd be kind of a cool thing. Or I could be a teacher. And at the time I was like, I could teach orchestra because I was in orchestra. So I could teach music and I could be involved in music and orchestra. And then it was like, I enjoy cooking, so I could be a chef and it'd be kind of cool to be like a pastry chef and maybe like bake and do all this other stuff. I'm like, or I could start my own business because I worked in food service for so long. I'm like, I could start my own business and it'd be kind of cool to start a coffee shop or something like that. And then I'm like, or I could do this, or I could do that, or I could do this. And I was like, at one point I wanted to be a dental hygienist. At one point I wanted to be a pharmacist. I enjoyed chemistry. So it was like, I enjoyed all these different things, all these different activities. I enjoyed so much and I liked so many things, and all these different career paths lay before me, right? So all these different career paths lay before me. I'm going to move some stuff around. And this is kind of how I usually demonstrate what happened with me when it came to being indecisive. So all these different career paths are before me, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. What do I do? And so I would end up wasting all this time looking at all these options. And I mean, literally, like there was so much time that, here I am at 34 years old studying to be a teacher because now I know that that's really what I want to do. But I would take all this time to just look at the opportunities before me because I couldn't make a decision. And the truth is, it's really, really hard for kids. And I use that term very loosely. So young adults, I should say, the older kids, young adults, to make those kinds of decisions. And there's so much pressure on you in high school to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. So I'm hoping that as a teacher, I can tell them it's okay if you don't know what you want to do, but, kind of pick a direction and start going towards that thing. You don't have to, it's not a finality. And that's something that I've learned over time. So it's not a finality. It's not the only thing that you have to do in your whole life. If you want to be a teacher, but you also want to be a bodybuilder, I don't know, like if you wanted to do both of those things, if you want to be, a concert pianist and you also want to, have a business or something, there are things that you can do at the same time, or you can do depending on how you organize your time. And that's huge. So, but part of organizing your time is making decisions on what you're going to do with your time. And that's something, again, that I've struggled with a lot. So, it is now 7:05. I've been talking for about 20 minutes, just shy of 20 minutes. And, I wanted to express that and express that, if there are any of you out there that have the same problem that I do with indecision, one, you're not alone. And two, I've read and listened to a lot of different stuff about how important decision making is. So if you can teach yourself to make good decisions, or you teach yourself how to make decisions quickly and effectively, sometimes it's just making a decision. And even if it's not the best decision, you made a decision, and then you can learn from that, and you can go from there. So that's something. So I even struggled with if I should record this video before running or after running, and I decided I need to get this running, so I prioritized and I made that decision. I'm going to run first, and then I'll record this video. So, making those decisions, and again, like Mel Robbins talks about prioritizing, just, prioritize and decide what is really more important in the moment. And if you can't, just pick something. Just pick something and go. Because once you get started, you'll be good. And most of the time, if there's that other thing that you need to do, you can get to that after you've done the thing that you're doing, or later at a more convenient time for you to do it. It's just about getting going and getting started. And sometimes just making those decisions, and just doing it and getting going is the hardest thing that you have to do. So anyway, so that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that you all make good decisions today, make good choices. And even if it's not the best choice, a choice is a choice. Or if you feel like you didn't decide something, that's essentially a decision not to do something. So, yeah, watch me ramble on. But so anyway, I'm going to get to work on that workout journal. I'm going to use the restroom because I really have to go. It's one of the reasons why I'm pacing, one of them. But also, I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm going to get to work on my workout journal because that's what I decided, even though I'm seeing this list of things that need to be done as well. And they're kind of killing me here knowing that they need to be done. But also, I don't want to sit here and stare at this list and waste a bunch of time staring at it, trying to figure out what I want to do first. So again, the workout journal first. And then depending on how much time I have, I might pick up something else. I don't know. I definitely need a shower, so that might be immediately after my workout journal and getting ready for work. And should there be enough time after that in between work and actually being ready, then I'll sort the clothes or something super simple and quick. So anyway, have a lovely day. Make good choices, make those decisions. I really have to pee, and so that's why I'm pacing right now. But have an excellent day. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Make good choices, be your best self, live your best life, all right? Take care, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.